If you look behind me, most of you will see a big hole in the ground. I see it quite differently. What I see is a dream becoming a reality. I met Barry Berman 17 months ago at a symposium sponsored by the ALS Association. At the time, I was recently diagnosed and was looking for answers. There was lots of information about the latest research, and, while it was all very interesting, I had educated myself enough to know to hope for the best, but to prepare for the worst. What I really wanted to learn from that symposium was how to maximize my quality of life, living with ALS, including a time when I would need a ventilator to breathe for me. To understand why I am here today, it is important that you hear the story of my friend, Ron Miller from Virginia. Ron is my age but has lived with ALS since he was 30, about 10 years. Up until 3 years ago, he lived in his own house, was engaged to be married, was close to his family, and had a lot to look forward to despite ALS. All of that ended when Ron had to choose between death or a ventilator, and he chose life. The stress of his new reality alienated his family. His fiancée couldn't handle the care, so she put him in the only place that would accept a vented patient, a chronic hospital 2 hours away from friends and family. She still couldn't cope with Ron's disease, so she left him for good. Under the crush of mounting medical bills, Ron was forced to sell his house and spend his life savings so he could qualify for Medicaid. Being penniless and estranged from family would be bad enough, but in the hospital, where Ron was left to live, he is left in bed all day. He is in a room shared with another, and he will go a year or more without ever going outside. As a society, we treat prisoners better. Having met Ron inspired me to seek out a better way for people determined to live with ALS, to do so with dignity and respect. I admired Ron's fortitude and attitude, but I refused to ever end up in his situation. It is in this frame of mind that I went to that symposium and happened to meet Barry Berman. Barry had a vision to create a residence that would be a home to people who want to live with ALS, despite the obvious difficulties doing so. He thought it made sense to combine the best caregiving with the latest technology. It was then that my dream began to take shape. Fast forward 17 months, and I hope you will all appreciate the magnitude of this hole in the ground. It is the promise that ALS does not have to be fatal. It is the realization that life, although wildly different than what I expected, remains my own to control. In the audience today is sitting my 2-year-old son. I can now realistically expect to see him graduate, get married, and have children of his own. Much more than a mere hole in the ground, what you see is a basin full of hope. Barry Berman had the vision, but there is no way he could have pulled off this first in the nation, possibly first in the world, accomplishment by himself. Anytime you set off to do something that's never been done before, you're going to need help. So many of you here today have been instrumental in making this project a reality, and I want to offer my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to you all. Whenever you design a building so unique that it truly hasn't been done before, you can bet you're going to have to change some of the rules. To do that, we had inspectors and regulators with vision, and who were not afraid to think outside the box. I thank the legislature of the Commonwealth. A special thank you to Secretaries Michael Festa, Jean McGuire, and Dr. Paul Dreyer, who I haven't met personally, but I know from project meetings have been enormously supportive of this project. I hope all of you realize by now that we are making history today. In a very real sense, this project will save my life. On behalf of my friend Ron and people everywhere who deserve better than what our system can currently offer, I thank you. I'll close by saying that whenever you're about town and you see a rainbow in the sky, take note. I'm willing to bet that the end of the rainbow lands right behind me.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where